Alright, hello interwebs. I am Sebastian from Famous Faces and Funnies and Invest Comics. Oh, multitasking again. And that is the beepity thing being de-beepified. And this is FFFIC. And I'm in my Halloween ComicFest t-shirt. Oh yeah, because Saturday, which is hopefully either the day after or the same day that this goes up on the interweb. Saturday is Halloween ComicFest, right? We got one going on here, Famous Faces and Funnies. They're going on all over, so check your comic finder or go to your comic shop finder or go to HalloweenComicFest.com, right? And check out what stores are doing that. All right, they'll be giving out free comics and having a whole event at most of these stores. Oh, little Gotham on the bag. Oh, I love promo bags. Promo bags are good. Clearly, I should have taken the other chair and left this one over there because Dave is squeaky as hell today. But, yeah, so today's episode, proud sponsor of the Halloween Comic Fest event. Here's a stack of books. Here's a stack of receipt. Hello, stack of receipt. Get in there. I left all the comics in the bag because I was going to make my presentation, and now I presented, so I have the comics out of the bag. Let's see what wonderful gems we have for us today. Alright, let's start with Pretty Deadly. It is pretty deadly. It's pretty, it's deadly, and it's pretty deadly. This was really good. Deadly good. Pretty good. Pretty deadly good. This is by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Emma Rios. I love Emma Rios' artwork. I like Kelly Sue DeConnick on for a while I was reading Captain Marvel, but I just couldn't get into the costume and some of the stuff, so I eventually gave up. And I read too many damn books. But I jumped on for this. Primarily it was Emma Rios was my draw, but the book was really good. It's creepy, supernatural, western-esque, and you know I like that because I'm always going on about my sixth gun. But this, so good. Read it, check it out. Well written, beautifully done, and just really cool. Good Halloweeny. See, oh Halloween. Star Wars Legacy number 8. This book continues to be good. I like Nia Solo. There's stuff going on. And you get the Calamari, you got the fate of the Mon Calamaris going on, and this looks like more squid-headed people hanging out with the fish people, and there's Mon Calamari slaveness and fleets being built, secrets going on. It's Star Wars. There's always, you turn around and go, wait a minute, what's somebody up to over here? And it's like, politics meets whatever, but it's, it's good stuff. This is like episodes 4, 5, and 6 good, not episodes 1, 2, and 3 good, because there's no such thing. That radio's louder than we wanted it to be, isn't it? Superman number 24, Psy-War conclusion. Mama always told me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I will find some strengths to point out for this book, and the strengths are Eddie Barrows. I'll say Eddie Barrows, Eber Ferriera, who did the inks, and Pete Pentazis, who did the color. I'll even say Desi Cienti with the letters. It's beautiful to look at. It's just yeah, and then there's a story sort of. Clone number 11. I love this book. The clones have been outed. The jerk responsible for all the atrocities has made it seem like the clones are the bad thing, and has put out a hit on them and said, hey, it's okay, they're not human. So things are going bad. Meanwhile, Tattoo Clone and the original guy that all the and Luke, the guy that Tattoo Clone's hanging out with Luke's wife, and he's still a little Das Uber friendly, but Luke's got a mission, so he's a tad distracted. For now, the wife is remaining faithful, but the seeds are there. But it looks like they may not be the only clones out there either. They may be the only clones of Luke, but it looks like somebody else has been cloned, and there's like 7 brides for 7 for 7 samurai. There's like 700 clone brides for 700 clones. So it's good. Lookouts number 6 was so good, so good. Secrets revealed. Solution to the Sphinx problem. So good. So good. This book is a lot of fun and so good. Ultimate Spidey, Spider-Man No More, Ultimate Spidey number 28. Really, it's not Spider-Man No More. It's Spider-Man Some More. Because they kind of had him quit, but then they came back after he'd been quit. We never really got the Spider-Man No More part. Because that'd just be called, Ultimate Miles Morales. It wouldn't be Ultimate Spider-Man. But this is Ultimate Spider-Man again, although it's building towards, the end. The Cataclysm storyline that will end the universe. So, who knows? Although everybody thinks that he's ending up in 616, and people think he might be replacing Scarlet Spider as Scarlet Spider because Scarlet Spider's ending and something bad may happen to Kane. We don't know. That was my conspiratorial whisper voice. Teen Titans number 24 is a comic that, why am I still reading it? It's a good question. Because I these are my characters. I like the Titans. I like Tim Drake, or I did before the New 52, and these are like, it's as close as I get to my characters. And then it made me sad because there's a scene with Wonder Girl and Superboy, and she's like, "Khan, are you all right?" And I'm like, they're killing him and replacing him with the John Kent that he's the clone of, and I can't be 100% thrilled with this setup. Talon number 12. I love this book. I love Talon. I love Calvin. And it builds up. We get actual Calvin interacting with Batman. And Batman is not happy about it. And he makes this clear in no uncertain terms. He actually comes out and says, he's like, no matter how this ends, this is your last case. You're done. I'm Batman. Swear to me. He says, he tells him, you're a Talon, and I don't like Talons. They were bad to me. There's 2 trades. They just came out. Read them. It's all, you guys being dicks to me. I should have reviewed the trade. We didn't have the box set trade with the big owl mask. Oh, that was so good. Should have put that up there just because it's got an owl mask. Halloween-y owl masks. Yeah. This is really good. I continue to love this book. I hope that you guys are reading it because I don't want this book to get canceled, like happens to predominantly any good book that isn't Batman or Superman or Justice League gets canceled because nobody reads it, and then they just get replaced with more Batman and Superman and Justice League. Until eventually the New 52 is just going to be the new 52 Batmans, 52 Justice Leagues, and 52 Supermans, and that's a tad unnecessary. Superior Spider-Man team up. Why has he been collecting the Sinister Six? Because he's making the Superior Six, and he's using those devices. Oh, he's all about Dr. Octopus. He's all about brain control these days. I'll swap minds with somebody. I'll build all these things. Now I'm going to put these devices on my former teammates and make the most compliant Secret Six ever, the Superior Six. He's got remote control teammates, which is pretty freaking awesome, though they're pissed about it. That's going to end badly. But, look at this shot. Magic hands. Can you show them that page? Look at that. That's just beautiful. It just makes me happy. I like the Spider-Man team-up anyway, and despite myself, I'm liking Superior Spider-Man, or at least the stories. I'm not always 100% on board with the concept, but the stories are good. As promised. Here you go. Whew. Batman trade. Alright, the second book is out too, the Night of Owls, the Court of Owls trade, comes with a mask. So look at that, $25 if you're not sure what to do, $24.99, you're not sure what to do as far as a Halloween costume. Hey, get a trade, get a mask, just put on a suit, and you can walk around reciting beware the Court of Owls that watches all the time, ruling Gotham from a shadowed perch behind granite and lime. They watch you at your hearth, then they watch you in your bed. Speak not a whispered word of them, or they'll send the talon for your head. You don't get much more Halloween than that. Well, let's sit this over here. Just stare at you. What? ComicFest bag, Halloween mask, all good stuff. Daredevil number 32 makes me really sad because they said they're ending it at number 36, and this is one of my favorite Marvel books in the history of ever. Although it is possible that it's going to get somehow just rebooted or something, hopefully even with the same team, because Marvel does stuff like that, because they're Marvel. But because that same team has said they had plans for Daredevil into 2014. So I don't know what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? But I love this book. Oh, it's got the monsters. It's got Daredevil. Oh, we had that cliffhanger with Foggy hanging. What's up with that? Never try and go for a visual thing on a go for a visual attack on a blind man. Although it's funny because everyone knows, even though Matt keeps denying it, everyone knows that Matt Murdock and Daredevil are the same person. So of course Jester naturally assumes that that means that the thing Matt Murdock is faking is being blind. So when he hangs a fake Foggy, thinking that he'll walk in and go, "That's my best friend." He can't see it. He just knows the shape of it, and he smells it and goes, "Yeah, that doesn't smell like, it's not a body. That's like latex." But he has no idea it's supposed to be Foggy. So the whole impact is lost on him, which made me laugh. That's quite close. But he meets the monsters. He defends the monsters. You think it's going for a racist turn. Takes place in where they go? Is it Tennessee or Kentucky? Where do they go? But it's like, on the card is written his last known location. Your mission requires travel to a distant land where old ways are practiced, where the people and customs will seem unworldly and alien to you. And then lightning lights up the sign and it says, "Welcome to Stone Hills, Kentucky," which just made me laugh. And just made me laugh. But then you get the monsters, you get Daredevil teaming up, you get things ending. Oh, these books always end with a holy crap, and you got to wait for the next issue. And Daredevil gets us a real holy crap when you can take out, you're Daredevil. You faced off everything. What happens? Rednecks. They take you. They get you. Aquaman. Holy crap! Jeff Johns is gonna be leaving this book, but he's gonna be leaving it with a ooh, because we get Aqua origin, we get the origin of Aquaman's. Oh, holy crap! Just suffice it to say that our hero may not exactly be descended of heroes, is what I'm saying to you. He might be. I am the villain of the story. He might be. He's like, you heard, they're the black sheep of the family. Well, he's the white sheep of the family, because it turns out the family not so noble. Not so noble. But it's good. Marvel Now What? Was okay. The problem with it is some of the jokes, they poked a lot of fun at, Marvel's, their methods of doing things, and hey, let's milk something till it's dead, and let's keep making more of these kind of books, and look at these dramatic changes we've made to but really I wasn't, I didn't feel like, ha ha ha, we can laugh at ourselves, so much as I was like, they're just pointing it out, like, like this is what we do, like this, it didn't seem like a joke so much as a confession, and I don't know, it was alright. Scotty Young covers and Scotty Young pages are always cool. Nova #9 is good because Speedball's still in it. Although, I gotta tell you, I love Zeb Wells, but he writes Speedball, like, I know that whole new Warriors is coming, and I'm happy. And this is the formation of at least the core three of that team, which is Vance Astro, Justice, Robbie Baldwin, Speedball, and Sam, whatever the hell, Sam Alexander, Nova. New Nova. But Nova? But they write Speedball like and draw him like he's, Sam's age. And the last time we saw him, he was a teacher. He'd just come off his time as Penance and was a teacher at the Avengers Academy. So how the hell, he should be in it, at least, I'll be willing to buy 18 possibly, but at this point he should be in that 19 to 22 range, and they've suddenly got him like he's 13 over here. And I'm like, but don't get me wrong, they're using Speedball again, so I'm happy. But it's almost like they're just forgetting all the growth not just age-wise, but all the growth that the characters had. It's like, I don't know, I think somewhere along the line he made a deal with Mephisto or something. But story-wise, this is good. I don't fully understand why, with the level threat, it semi, sort of, kind of ties in with Infinity, in so much as Nova has to fight one of the, one part of Thanos' army, but I don't understand why they're so content to just let little Nova go fight it, little new kid Nova go fight it alone. I would think that the more seasoned heroes would go with him, but they kind of stay back at the house, and it just struck me as slightly odd, but it was alright. Wolverine and the X-Men number 37, Battle of the... This is the 37? Wolverine and the X-Men number 37, Battle of the X-Men number 9. I love this crossover. I didn't see it coming that I would love an X crossover, but I'm loving this X crossover. I'm even loving the convoluted... It's crazy. It's like this is the crossover Bendis was born to write, because Bendis likes to write those crazy, there's this and there's this and there's this and there's this and there's this convoluted whatever, and this is X-Men, time travel X-Men story. X-Men was made to be convoluted, or at least it was made to be convoluted ever since somewhere around like the 5th year of Chris Claremont's run, because Chris Claremont wrote some great stuff, but then eventually he was all plot threads and no resolution, and then this stuff I think still unresolved, and people are like, oh, we don't know, and they just go with it, So X-Men storylines are always a mess. Crossovers are always a mess. X-Men crossovers are always a super double mess. Bendis writes things that are a mess, but it's like this was the mess he was born. He's like, oh, this big ball of yarn is tied in, and he loves it. He's just going through. Look at this. What's this? Oh, where the hell does this go? And he just ties new knots, unties a couple knots, plays with the yarn. He's like a mad, insane kitten with X-Men yarn. And this is one good yarn. I'm gonna buy this trade when it's all done, all said and done. It's Marvel. It's gonna be 10 parts, and 2 of them are the oversize. It's gonna come out first in like a hardcover for like $50 or something crazy. But eventually, I'm gonna get that and read that and be really, really happy, because this has been good. Jonah Hex, love this book. All right, All-Star Western featuring Jonah Hex. But let's face it, it's Jonah Hex. This one, they don't even give you backups anymore. They're just like, yeah, Jonah. He's still in the modern times. Not so much a team up with Bruce Wayne, with Batman, so much as a legal counsel from Bruce Wayne kind of works out here. But he leaves Wayne and Arkham. Seems like he's always leaving a Wayne and an Arkham somewhere behind. And he's out there with, I forget her name, the little hottie that he's found, and they're just traveling on a motorcycle, and they're digging up some treasure that he's buried back in his day. Only now, even forget the fact that the gold is worth so much, even the money that he's got like old Confederate money, and it's all like collectible, so his bills are collectible. So Jonah Hex is now rich, and they go to what keeps being, while they're in the desert, they make a stop at, everybody keeps talking about, there's this weirdo sex party. It's kind of like, what if, it's like a hedonistic Woodstock in the middle of the desert.
So Burning Man.
It is more burning genitals than Burning Man, because by the time they're done, they're going to be raw and all sorts of STDs. But there's also some demons involved. So when you go to, and when you're in the desert at a demon summoning weirdo sex festival, who does Jonah Hex get to team up with? John Constantine. Yeah, so now we're going to actually live up to the name Hex. Hopefully without getting too much like the movie. Sorry, I didn't want to go there. I went there. Nobody wanted to go there, but I went there. But it's good. Red Lanterns is so good. Made me sad a bit, because Guy is completely bought into his new Red Lantern-ness, and is as of now officially writing off the Greens. I always like to think that Guy Gardner will eventually once again be the one true Green Lantern, but right now he's the one true Red Lantern. And he gets to punch Hal in the face. That's always a good day. Atrocitus and Dexter get to have a encounter with Kyle. So you get a little bit of everybody, and this is going to lead right into the final chapter of Lights Out. But the deal is made. The Red Lanterns will help, but the Red Lanterns at this point are looking for a purpose. They're tired of just being angry. They want to be angry at something. Productive angry. Because remember, they're not technically bad guys. They do some horrible, horrible things, but they're driven by a kind of righteous indignation that fuels their anger and their rage. And and they want revenge for wrongs done. So you can channel that, and instead of getting revenge for wrongs, you can kind of become an avenging wrongs, and go like a Batman route, and I will stop other crime like this from happening. So Guy arranges it that they're going to get a sector, and we already know from solicits they're going to get Sector 2814, baby, which makes me wonder how that's going to go with a Green Lantern on the Justice League, or if they're going to get Red Lanterns on Justice Leagues. It opens up a lot of possibilities. I think a Red Lantern sounds like a Justice League Dark concept, because it just does. Or you could have a red and green on the same Justice League, and they could just be Justice League Christmas. But it's good. It's so good. Justice League number 24. Holy the crap! Does not go the way I expected, but I got to tell you, I've never been more excited for anything than they're waiting. He goes to Metropolis. Ultraman goes to Metropolis because this world is weak. It's not a matter to him of good or evil. It's a matter of strong survives, and they survive by preying on the weak. And this whole planet is weak because we coddle our weak. And if that's his standpoint, you can understand why he's thinking like this. So he goes because he expects that instead of Superman's pal, I guess Superman's little arrogant dickhead buddy, Ultraman's arrogant little dickhead buddy, James Olsen, he wants to compare him to Jimmy Olsen. He finds Jimmy rather wanting, and they're all waiting for Superman to come and save him, but Superman's not coming, and then someone bursts at super speed, having heard Jimmy's signal watch, but he doesn't come from Krypton. He doesn't come from wherever the hell Superman is missing with the rest of the Justice League. He comes from Kahndaq, because it's Black Adam. Black Adam versus Ultraman. Oh, I had just from the and that he's coming from Kahndaq, and I'm like, what? And then there's a splash page that I swear I had to change my undies twice. And then this was so good. So very good. Where's the... We'll put that up. Look at, it's like what? And it's like the streak of whatever. And then, boom, magic hands show them the boom. And it's just... He's like, I've been reading this world is ours crap, and I'm not having it. He's like, I don't let people claim this world. That's kind of, that's kind of a no-no. So he gets to be the anti-hero that we know he can be, and it was so good. Justice League Dark number 24 was so okay. It's James Matisse, and I love him. He's part of my Bwahaha team. And the art on this, I don't know who the artist is, but he's Mikael Janine. Not quite on a Maguire, but there's some facial expressions on a nobody can do facial expressions like Maguire, but there's some good facial expressions going on in here. It's basically Constantine being tortured by a nightmare nurse, mentally tortured, but then she's kind of teaming up with him. She just first has to make him feel like crap. They even team up with Swamp Thing, sort of a Swamp Thing, a homegrown Swamp Thing. And this is the start of Constantine's going to put together his new Justice League Dark Supernatural team, because the rest of them are missing, and he needs a team to fight the coming of the Blight, which is evil incarnate, literally, unleashed upon the Earth because of all the evil from Earth 3. Harbinger number 17 focuses on Animalia, the girl they met in the whole big Harbinger Wars. She's the one who has the power to project, and apparently she can turn into animals, but she can also project and create mental. She can create animal constructs. But the only animals she was ever exposed to were cartoons, so she can't turn into realistic looking ones. She turns into Disney looking animals. And it was really, really cool. You get kind of her origin. You also get what's going on with a very, very tired Harada, and how the rest of the team is being kept in their little hookups and in their machine, and it's good. And I hope they add Animalia to the team because I like her. I like her a lot. Indestructible Hulk, Agent of Time. Hulk is still flipping back and forth between Hulks because the Chronicist, what the hell do they call him? The Chronicists, it's like anarchists only of time, are messing with the Hulk's origin. And yeah, and literally, see this scene on the cover? You know, sometimes comics show you scenes and it has nothing to do with it. No, this is actually in it. Hulk ends up back in time and pushes Banner out of the way. Like kind of like Banner in the original origin, Banner is supposed to push Rick Jones out of the way, and Banner takes the blast, and that's how he turns into the Hulk. Well, Hulk pushes Banner out of the way and takes a blast and becomes like a doubled up Hulk. It's a mess, and it's gonna end not well, and with a lot of smash-it. But and Banner's consciousness and memories from in the little robot that's been following Hulk around have been downloaded now into the Banner from the original time period. So there's just time is so broken. It's not even crazy. It's not even fun. The Crow Carrera. This was so good. So good. The little girl, she gets her, she's sweet and innocent, but she's also a spirit of vengeance. So don't let this sweet, innocent soul fool, and he's like, look, I'm going to get this guy. You need to not look. And the Crow's like, she insists. And she's like, oh, I need to watch. Bring me his head. Don't leave it. Bring me his head. Leave his eyes. She's a spirit of vengeance, but she's a sweet little kid most of the time. But she's a spirit of vengeance with a purpose, and it was really, really good. This cop finally getting the closure. He's been working on this one case, and he gets the closure. It's not. I won't call it a happy ending by any stretch of the imagination. We'll go at best bittersweet because it's a Crow. The stylized artwork is really, really good. The coloring, it's predominantly shades of like red or brown. I'm not 100% sure because I'm colorblind. And then there's some blues thrown in to give specifics, but it's really, really good, and it's just really, really good, and you should read that. Get the trade. It was only a 3-issue mini, so the trade can't be too bad. The Bounce continues to be strange but really cool, and has just gorgeous art, and I just really like this book. It took a while for it to grow on me. And now even the parts that there are some parts that I'm like, I know I'm missing something, especially reading the amount of books I read for the show and having, the monthly gap in this. I'm sure if I read this in trade, I'd be like, oh, this makes a lot more sense straight through. But, I know they're just little specific pieces that I don't always remember who a person is or how someone's connected to something. And it kind of jumps around between two worlds, and it does kind of flashbacks back and forth. So I got to try and figure, this is that guy. This is still him, but it's not now. I get it. So it's got some of that, but it's really good. Really, really, really good is Rat Queens #2. I love this book. I just do. This book is so much fun, and it's, I don't even have words. Curtis Weiss and Rock Upchurch. It's gorgeous. This team is great. It gives you the now classic catchphrase, fuck buckets. Fuck buckets. I'm going to work that into conversation whenever I can. All the mercs have been set up. Only a handful of them have survived. And they're trying to find out what's going on, and they suspect that it's the mayor that's trying to take them out. I love this. They're not halflings, they're smidgens. And this little smidgen chick is like my favorite character. She's just nuts. And this is just a great book. Read this. It is so much fun. Vampirella Halloween Special from Dynamite featuring Eva and Dracula it was okay. I really like the art. The story was, it's a done in one little one-shot story, so feel free to pick it up and not feel that you have to commit to anything bigger or better than yourself. Some of the art in there is really, really good. Who did the art? Dietrich Smith. There are a couple examples of oddly of Vampirella's face, especially from Straight On, that I wasn't too happy with. But any of the three-quarter views, and especially the profile views, are just gorgeous. But the Straight On, he draws her face a little like a weird shape, and it just, I don't know what it is. but it just seems a bit off to me. But everything else was pretty good, and yeah, it was okay. Also from Dynamite, Uncanny #4, Andy Diggle's and Aaron Campbell's Uncanny. This book is great. This guy's got like he's like a rogue taskmaster in so much as he can copy any of your skills for a limited amount of time after he touches you. And in this one, he needs a driver. So he acts like he's going to go hire this driver. When the driver reaches for the money, he just grabs the driver's hand, steals all his skills, takes the money back, smacks his head against the table. You don't need the driver. So it's you know, and then they have this plan. And it's a sneaky plan. They've got some tricks up their sleeves. But if your plan has twists, you have to make sure the people you're going up against don't have twistier twists than you do, because they in some serious shit at the end of this. It's always so good. From Zenoscope, we got Hit List #1. Wasn't sure what to make of this. Liked the cover. The art on this cover is a it's like a more detailed Rob Liefeld. There's a lot of straps, a lot of belts, even the pose and the length and shape of the character, and a little bit around the hands gets Liefeld-y. But it's better done than the Field of Lee. And the inside is really nice, and there's like a muted sense to the colors that may or may not have been intentional. It may have just been the way it came out, but it worked. Basically, there's like some secret organizations going on. I haven't figured out yet if this is like spy espionage or crime heist or a little bit of both, but there's a slightly overzealous hit woman, shall we say. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. There's intrigue upon intrigue, and by 4 pages in, I was like, wow. And then it just goes 4 pages in, you get like the first set of deaths, but then it just goes and builds to all the back and forth and who's with who and intrigue, and these people are in trouble, no they're free, no they're in worse trouble, and it's good. It's really good. Green Hornet Legacy, the last issue, because now they've got the Mark Waid Green Hornet, so they're ending this one. I liked this book. It was okay. They killed a couple characters that they just introduced, and I had sort of liked. I'm going to spoil it for you. Pyramid, you will be missed. They deal with the zombie issues and Dr. Creepy and Blamazon. But as you can see from the cover, Kato just shows back up, and she has a reason for why she's been missing. I won't tell you what the reason is, but let's just say she's been missing for exactly 9 months. But she just kind of shows up, and up till this point, he's been with one of the former villain chicks, where they've been having the sessa and getting on with a little relationship. But all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, they're just holding hands again, and they're back. And oh, you're back? Okay. Yeah, I thought you were dead. So I've been having sex with somebody else. But oh, you're back. Let's just leave. La la la. Walk off into the sunset. And I was like, oh, okay, it seems a bit abrupt, but whatevs. Pathfinder #10 is more serious, but just as fun fantasy as Ratcatchers. Right now, Rat Queens. Right now, I'm happy in the world of high fantasy, clearly role-playing and game-inspired fantasy comics. Except for the actual D&D comics. I haven't liked those since although they're making a hardcover of the Fells 5 stuff that I liked, and it's just going to collect all the trades in one big book. I think I'm just going to buy that and have all of it and be happy. But Pathfinder #10, really good. They're picking up with they fought the Black Dragon and may or may not have unleashed it on the town. They don't know if it's dead because there was a cave-in and no one feels like trying to dig out a potentially dead Black Dragon. So under the pretense of gaining the trust back of the city, they're sent in and they've been set up. See, there's some similarity right here. We got two parties that have been sent in by the mayors of towns that they're trying to protect, and it turns out to be an ambush and a setup. but they're handled very, very differently. It's like, same kind of premise at the moment, because this is 10 issues in and this is only 2 issues in. But for at the moment, the premise is the same. But they're handled very, very differently. But both are really, really good on separate levels. So there you go. Army of Darkness, Reanimator, Dynamite one-shot, 48 pages. It's Ash and Herbert West. And so, two bigger egos and complete bastards you'll never meet. And they team up to an extent. And Herbert's up to his old tricks, and Ash just wants to get back home and keep his hands on the Necronomicon so it doesn't end up lost. And it's good. It was, it's. I'm not saying run out and immediate, but no, check this out because it was good. And Grim Fairy Tales 2013 Halloween special from Xenoscope. It's got 3 of my favorite Xenoscope characters right now. It's got Sela, and then it's got Robin Hood and Red Riding Hood, and they're sucked into a possible alternate dimension. They're not sure, but they get kind of whisked away and end up in Halloween costumes that none of them had chosen for themselves, and they end up fighting a series of nemesis, and then finally one guy who turns into almost every nemesis they've ever fought, and it turns out he's testing them and leading towards something more. So this is a standalone story that clearly is leading on to future Xenoscope storylines. It was really good. It has a series of artists, but each one seems to get better than the last. So the art starts out okay, and by the end we're looking at some really gorgeous stuff. And there's some stuff in here where they do that, where they don't ink it. It's just kind of penciled straight to colors, and it gives it a really nice look. I don't always like that, but the pages that were done in here, it was mostly the Robin Hood stuff. I just really, really liked it. It worked out well. So yeah, so that was pretty good, and that wraps up all of this. And remember, I know that next week we'll be filming the show actually on Halloween, but remember the Halloween Comic Fest. Go to HalloweenComicFest.com. Find out what stores near you are doing that. Get some free comics. Have some fun at the comic stores. Get some comics. Get some trick-or-treaters in. Get some kids to read some comics. There's not as many comics out there for kids, but we can get them in so that when they grow up, they can help keep this industry booming, so that we can pass it on to our future generations. I didn't even realize my glasses were on my head the whole time. All right, interwebs. I love you. Trick or treat.